What is going on, Notre Dame fans? It is Friday, April 30th, and we are here to review the last practice, number 14, that Notre Dame had before the spring blue gold game on Saturday, May 1st. Before we dive into it, make sure to hit the thumbs up on this video, subscribe to our channel for more content, and make sure you go over to blueandgold.com for everything Notre Dame football. So in these opening clips here, you got some injured guys that Notre Dame showcasing. Number 14 there, who's warming up, is Kyle Hamilton, of course, the All-American level safety for the Fighting Irish. And then coming across the screen in just a second, number 54, that's Jacob Lacey. Notre Dame's interior defensive line is so strong. Lacey is a guy who, would be in there in all those clips with, your Jason Adamalolas and Howard Crosses. He'd be in there in that group, but he's been out. Number 4 there, Kevin Austin, who has been nursing a foot injury this spring. Good to see him in there. There's Brendan Clark, our first look at the Notre Dame his junior season. He has had a knee injury that he had repaired after the, I think it was right around the playoff game against Alabama. Jarrett Patterson on the right side of the spring. He also has a foot injury like Kevin Austin. Kyle Hamilton, by the way, had an ankle injury. Jacob Lacey, shoulder. And there's another look there at Kyle Hamilton. Seems to be moving well a little bit there, but, there's just no reason to rush him back. Notre Dame knows what they have in Kyle Hamilton. They know what they have in Jarrett Patterson and those guys. Of course, you would like to see Brendan Clark practicing, but, you don't want to mess with a knee injury. There's Drew White. He's also been banged up this spring, but the veteran linebacker in full pads seems to be moving well, and we should see him a good bit in the spring game on Saturday. Moving to some 7-on-7 work, Jack Cohn, the quarterback here, seems to be staring down to his right side, taking a lot of time, and his pass is intercepted by Marist Liufau, who's just had a really strong spring. He seems to be thriving in these clips that Notre Dame sends to the media, seems to be thriving in Marcus Freeman's defense. He's a versatile linebacker, and I think he's going to have a nice season. Good look here at the two Notre Dame freshman tight ends. On the left side of your screen, Mitchell Evans. Right side of your screen, Kane Barong. From what I've been told, Kevin Bauman, who we haven't seen in several practices, he's not going to be playing tomorrow. Kane Barong should see a ton of time, as well as Mitchell Evans. And even on the right side of your screen, you see Jordan Johnson, and that's who Tyler Buchner is going to throw this pass to. Pass broken up, though, by Tariq Bracy, who the Notre Dame staff has spoke very highly of this spring. I think that's a guy who, and I've said this before, he had such a strong 2019 season. 2020 seemed to take a step back. Clarence Lewis really emerged, but look for Tariq Bracy to have a bigger role than he had last season in Marcus Freeman's defense. Buchner still at quarterback here. This is some one-on-one footage, though. Buchner's going to throw an accurate pass to Lawrence Keys, who got like 2 or 3 steps on DJ Brown, and Keys is going to run this one into the end zone. This is a guy who Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly has said he really wants to see take that next step in his game. Speaking of a receiver, that Kelly wants to see take a big step is Braden Lenzy, and Drew Pine throws a pass to one-on-one coverage. Philip Riley was tracking Lenzy there. Lenzy, I think we'll see a good bit of during this spring game. And here's another guy. It's like Notre Dame's doing this on purpose, showcasing some of these guys that the staff's speaking highly of. Joe Wilkins. Pine delivers a ball there, and a nice snag by Wilkins with Cam Hart in coverage. And a look at some second or third team offense. Tyler Buchner's in at quarterback. The offensive line, Michael Carmody, John Dirksen, Dylan Gibbons, and then on the left side is Quinn Carroll at guard and Blake Fisher over on the left side. Probably looks like Myron Tagovailoa Mosa would have got a sack there. He went in unblocked. Marist Liufau also got in the backfield, but of course Buchner's not going to get tackled, runs for a few yards. CMTA there on the right in the middle of your screen, number 95. He's lined up over Evans and Barong, and he's going to hit that spin move to get into the backfield. That's a tough block there for the freshman tight end. Isaiah Foskey also gets in the backfield for what would we assume is a sack. Looks like a first team defense versus second or third team offense. Jason Adams, Maris, Lufau. Again, we're talking about Lufau a lot. Get right into the backfield to bring down Sibo Flemister. And you got to look at some special teams, guys. Jonathan Doer, Brian Pullian has said that, he's expecting a big jump. Doer just did not have a strong 2020 season. He took that extra COVID year to return for this 2021 season, and hoping that Doer returns to what we saw more in 2019 because he had a strong season then. A look at this offensive group. I'm expecting this to be the first team offensive line that we see on Saturday, with Josh Lugg at right tackle, who he's been injured a little bit this spring, but he seems to be back at full strength. Andrew Kostovic right guard, Zeke Carell center, Rocco Spindler left guard, and Tosh Baker at left tackle. Drew Pine is the quarterback here. Kyron Williams in the backfield. Pine throws out to Avery Davis, who is quickly stopped by Tariq Bracy for a gain of a few yards for that Irish offense. You'll see Howard Cross lined up right over center Zeke Carell. And Howard Cross is going to put that really nice swim move to get right into the backfield. Can't see exactly what happened there, but Kyron Williams scoots through and picks up a gain of several yards up the gut, and you're going to see Drew Pine hand off here to Chris Tyree, who's going to, again, when they're not tackling, it's hard to see exactly what would have actually happened, but Tyree runs up for at least a couple yards, if not nothing there. And then this last play here, Drew Pine throws an out route to Lawrence Keys. Looked like KJ Wallace, Isaiah Pryor near Keys as well, but he gets in for a touchdown. So the footage we just watched was from Thursday, April 29th, and Drew Brees was at practice. Of course, he is going to be calling the Notre Dame games on NBC. I will also just go ahead and assume that he's calling the Blue Gold game, considering he's in South Bend right now. Notre Dame fans, what are you looking forward to the most about Saturday's spring game? I'm just going to take a leap and say that it's the Notre Dame quarterbacks, especially Tyler Buchner, the freshman who has looked good this spring. The coaches have raved about him. It's going to be, and Brian Kelly said on Thursday that he is not going to have this red no contact jersey on for at least a few series. They're going to let him get hit a little bit. This is a guy who has not played any tackle football since the fall of 2019 when he was a junior and accounted for over 80 touchdowns. So all eyes will be on Tyler Buchner. Really appreciate you guys who have been watching all of these spring practice report videos right here at the Blue and Gold YouTube page. We'll have a live show on Saturday about 10 to 15 minutes after the Blue Gold game, as well as an extra recap video. Make sure you're locked into all things Notre Dame football right here at blueandgold.com. I'm going to go ahead and play the full 3 minutes that Notre Dame sent to the media from that April 29th practice. Again, before you get out of here, please hit the thumbs up on this video.